newsroom, as we do every Friday. I want to get you up to date on what's going on traffic-wise around the area. Got a big project getting ready to kick off this weekend that's going to cause some big issues for those of you maybe trying to head downtown, catch a ball game this weekend, maybe just heading downtown for dinner or what have you, go to the movies. And it's involving I-275, and that's what we're going to start things off here talking about. Right now, 275 is open. Traffic's moving along just fine, but again, we've got some big changes coming up, and you can get all the details on our website at WATE.com. So right here. But this is 275. It's going to be closing later on tonight, about 7 o'clock. They've got some bridge replacement work that they have to take care of. And this is going to be a closure that will last until Monday morning at 6 o'clock. So basically the entire weekend, I-275 will be closed, all right? So you're going to think of some alternate routes. We'll take a look at a map here in a second. Let's see if we can't help you out a little bit there. Already had a few questions about that, but 275 will be closed. We've got all the details as to why. Again, it has to do with a bridge replacement project that is ongoing. Matter of fact, we've got a map that I want to bring up for you here. Take a look at it. And this is the area. So where that bridge is located is in the southern part of 275. So it's just before, we'll say it's between Baxter and the I-40 interchange. So if that kind of gives you a better idea. But basically, crews will be starting tonight at 7 o'clock. They're going to work through, as we mentioned, 6 a.m. on Monday. They got to replace the bridge that crosses Bernard Avenue. That's also Elm Street. It will be shut down again next weekend as well. So look for that closure next Friday through the following Monday. And then they're going to do a closure sometime in the fall. But they promise us it will not be while the Vols have a home game. So it'll either be a bye week or as Tennessee is on the road. But again, 275 is going to be closed. Now, I want to bring in here, let's see if I can find the right map for you here as I jump around through all of these. Here we go. I'm going to bring this in for a second, and let's focus in here on 275 for a moment. This is the TDOT SmartWay maps, and we'll talk more about what's going on right now here in just a second. But here's I-275 for you. Again, it runs from 640 all the way down to I-40. Now, the understanding is that 275 is going to be closed again in both directions. Not clear if you can jump off maybe up here or if you just got to avoid the road altogether. I know they're going to have the ramps closed down here, so you won't be able to get to 275 from 40. Obviously, think about Broadway. This is going to be one of the big thoroughfares for you this weekend coming down. If you're trying to get to downtown, if you're trying to get from the north end to downtown, Broadway is going to be a great option for you. You take 640 over here. This is Western Avenue. That will bring you all the way in. That's another option for you as you come into town. Or you can take 640 all the way to the interstates. Those are going to be your options, okay? So just depending on where you are north of town, if you're trying to get downtown, or if you're downtown trying to get to the north end, 275 is going to be off limits. So again, Broadway, 640 or 40 out to 640. Rutledge Pike could be an option for you. Western Avenue definitely will be an option, or 40 or 640 out to 640 on the west end as well. So that's how things are going to be shaping up as far as 275 is concerned, how to get around it this weekend. Again, that closure starts tonight at 7 o'clock, and we've got all the details for you right there on our website. You can go look it over. It'll also remind you of the dates for next weekend. No definite dates yet for the fall, but we know there will be a weekend where this is going to be happening. But again, they're going to be closing 275, and it's all because of a bridge that was built back in 1954. It was widened in 1984, so 30 years later. And here we are 41 years after that. And, well, it's just time to get a whole new bridge there on 275. So, again, keep that in mind if you're going to be traveling. We'll touch on that again here before we let you go. But just I can't stress that enough. Beginning at 7 o'clock tonight until 6 Monday morning, stay away from I-275. You're not going to be able to drive up and down it, okay? So think about Broadway, Western, 40 to 640, or reverse. Depending on if you're going from north to south or south to north, okay? And if you got friends coming in from out of town, obviously tell them to take 640 up to 75, or coming through town, heading up north toward Kentucky. That's how they're going to have to navigate all of that. Also, I want to remind everybody, coming up this weekend, we got a lot of things going on downtown. So you've got the different pedestrian zones where people can be able to walk around. We've got a couple of them marked for you right here on the map. So let's kind of walk through it. First of all, you're going to have in the Old City, the Smokies, they've got a home series. I think it's against Montgomery this weekend. I'll be heading down to the game on Sunday. But Right now, we can tell you that South Central between Jackson and Willow Avenues will be closed from 5 p.m. today until, 6 a.m. Saturday, and then 5 p.m. Saturday to 6 a.m. on Sunday. These are these pedestrian zones right here. You can see the ballpark is right over here, but they like to close down a section of the old city, kind of open it up for pedestrians, make it more kind of a party atmosphere, if you will. They do the same thing for One Knox games. But again, they'll be happening here for the Smokies since they're in town this weekend. So watch for that starting at 5 o'clock today, okay? Those closures down in the old city. So again, just kind of go through that one. That is South Central between Jackson and Willow. It's about a block. You'll be able to get around it if you forget. You'll see the barriers. It's not going to creep up on you. You'll see it coming, so you'll have to think about it. But again, just kind of make that mental note. And then also, the city's ongoing pedestrian zone will continue with Market Street between Union and Clinch Avenues and Union Avenue between Walnut and Gay Streets, closing at 4 o'clock today, and that will wrap up about, we'll say Sunday at 6 p.m. So this is the area here that we're talking about. And they've been doing this every weekend for a while now. Get down there to Market Square, Crouch Park area, open everything up. You can walk freely down there. They've got the pylons up to keep cars from driving through there. It's a pedestrian zone area, so that'll be happening. So this starts at 4 o'clock today until 6 o'clock on Sunday. This starts at 5 o'clock today and will run until 6 the following morning, and then we'll start back up 5 o'clock on Saturday until 6 a.m. on Sunday. And for those of us that have tickets for Sunday's game, it's just going to be open, it looks like. So, but those are a couple things that'll be closing down coming up here really shortly as far as we get ready to head into yet another weekend. All right, other spot that we're watching for you, we're going to bring this up here for a second. This is out of Sevierville, the right lane of Main Street near the intersection with Creek Avenue. So here's Creek Avenue for you. This is the Parkway, by the way. All right, so this is right in the heart of everything, but this is Creek Avenue. The right lane of Main Street near the intersection with Creek Avenue will be closed. This will be from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. This will be on Monday, the 14th, and that will go through Friday, July 18th. Crews are performing some work on the Sevier County electric system expansion. Drivers should be prepared for significant traffic delays. Consider alternate routes. Watch for workers and equipment in the area. So this is going to be something that's going to impact you next week if you live in Sevierville or if you work in the Sevierville area. Again, this is right here, Main and Creek. You're going to have a lane closure, so expect backups really in both directions. This is going to slow traffic down. It's right there off the Parkway. So let me see if we can widen this to give you a better idea. So as you're coming in here on 66 and you kind of loop around, it's right here, okay? So just off the Parkway, there's always a lot of traffic right there. You got a number of traffic lights. It's right there, downtown Sevierville. But again, that is going to be next week starting at 6 a.m., from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Monday, and that'll be like that through Friday. So your afternoon drive should be okay, but that morning commute, just trying to get to work, running errands anywhere near the downtown area of Sevierville, that's going to be an issue for you. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head as well. Since we're in Sevier County, we're going to go to Gatlinburg for a moment. Crews are going to begin paving work on Kingsway. This is on Monday, the 14th. That work is expected to continue throughout the week. You're urged to use caution. Kingsway is right here. It's off of Kings Ridge Road and what is that? Beanstalk Road as well. But this section of Kings is going to be under construction, if you will. They're going to be doing some repaving in that area. So if you live out near Kingsway, that area, just keep in mind the crew's going to be out there, and that is going to cause a little bit of confusion for you as far as your week, at least next week. But getting back to the big issue next week, just want to hit it one more time here before we move on. I-275 closing in Knoxville for bridge replacement. We've got the info for you there on WATE.com. But again, just a reminder for you that will start at 7 o'clock tonight. 275 will be closed down. It'll be like that until 6 a.m. Monday morning. So at least when you head back to work next week, you should be in good shape. But if as far as your weekend plans, going from downtown up north or north to downtown, think of alternate routes like Broadway, Western, or just take 640 all the way over to 40 and come into town that way. All right? So that's how things are looking right now. Some of the projects that are going to be coming up for you. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we've got more projects to be thinking about. Obviously, TDOT always sends out its list of what it'll be working on the upcoming week. We'll touch on a few of those for you coming up here in just a moment, so stay with us. All right, welcome back, everyone. Bo Williams here on the WATE Newsroom. We're talking traffic, as we like to do each and every Friday. We already went through some of the big projects coming up this weekend, and one big one, or a couple of big ones in Sevier County next week. But there are more projects on the TDOT SmartWay list that we do want to make you aware of. And we're going to start things off taking you to Union County here as we bring in the TDOT SmartWay maps just north of the Maynardville area. This is Walker Ford Road. Right here where it dips into just north of Maynardville. You need to be alert for those changing conditions. Be prepared to stop. Use extreme caution. Again, this is on the north edge of Maynardville, so a three-way stop right here. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit tighter for you here, where Walker Ford Road comes into Maynardville Highway. That's 3361. But right here, this is going to be a three-way stop. It's a change in the traffic pattern. That may cause some confusion, at least for the first few days. That is for sure. But again, watch for that. That is coming up for you on Tuesday. So it won't be right out of the gate on Monday, but Tuesday, something you'll definitely have to look for if you live in Union County and you drive up in the Maynardville area. All right, up next for us here, we're going over to Blount County, where we've got, actually we're heading up to the mountains for a second. I just wanted to show you real quick. Obviously, the ongoing work happening right there at the state line. You've got one lane open both directions. Just a reminder for you. I've known a handful of people that have driven through there the past couple of weekends. Traffic's moving. It is moving through there. Again, it's just one lane, so you have to be patient, but has not been horrible. I've not heard anything horrible at this time, so that's always good. We'll kind of pull this back out for a moment. We had a TDOT camera. There it is in Hartford. Let's see if we can pull this one up for you just to kind of, again, show you. Sometimes the signal's not that great. Yeah, this time it's pretty much not great either, but traffic is moving in both directions. Trying to get an idea if there's much of a backup heading east or westbound there on 40, but tough to tell with this. Just the signal not strong there, but there you go. Now it cleared up. It actually clears a bell. There you go. So traffic is moving along fine through there. Again, one lane, both directions of I-40 up to the North Carolina-Tennessee line and then some. But right now, so far, so good, as crews work diligently to get that back open after the latest mudslide up there just a couple of weeks ago. So some good news for all of you there. Just wanted to touch base on that for just a second. All right, now we'll go over to Blount County. This is a look for you. This is Pellissippi Parkway. This is one that we've been talking about off and on. This is from Cusick Road to Knoxville Highway. That's 33. So here's Cusick right here. This is Alcoa Highway. McGee Tyson Airport's right over here. But from Pellissippi, from Cusick all the way over here to Old Knoxville Highway, they're still doing some bridge work along 162 Pellissippi Parkway. So watch out for some brief rolling roadblocks. Those roadblocks will happen between 9 a.m. and 4 o'clock. And then again at 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. the following morning. So several opportunities to get stuck in a rolling roadblock there along that short stretch of Pellissippi Parkway between Cusick and Old Knoxville Highways. They continue to do some bridge work in that area, but watch for that again if that is part of your daily commute, your daily drive in Blount County. All right, next we're going to go, let's see, it looks like to Jefferson County. Yes, that's where we're headed to. Jefferson County, you've got I-81 north and southbound between mile markers 0 and 7.5. Watch out for some lane closures. These will be during the evening hours between 7 and 6 a.m. They've got a resurfacing project. Let's see if this is what this is here. We're going to click on this. Yeah, the resurfacing project for you. Right now in that project, if you can take a look here on the map, it'll tell you they're doing some milling and paving operations on the Jefferson County section of I-81. Both directions are impacted, again, with those lane closures nightly between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. So again, we'll be watching that next week, but that goes from right there at the 81 40 split, about 7 miles in. All right, so you're talking the Jefferson County portion of I-81. The crews are going to be working both directions there, north and southbound, as they are right now in the milling part of that, and then they'll start doing the resurfacing of that section of I-81. So be careful. Again, that'll be during the evening, overnight hours. If you're going to be traveling overnight, maybe for business, maybe you work late and you live up here in the Greenville area, Greene County, Hamblin County, even parts of Jefferson County, or if you're heading over to Cocke County, it could slow you down for sure. So just something else to keep in mind. That'll be happening next week. All right, another area we're going to click on for you. This one is going to be in Sevier County. This is I-40 east and westbound between mile markers 405 and 410. So we'll pull up the 407 camera here for a moment. Obviously, no work happening out there right now. There's going to be some more overnight work. But we've seen some pretty significant backups in the evenings especially the amount of tractor trailer traffic that comes through there, the semis. But again, this is going to be some resurfacing work going on from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. Again, be aware, be alert for crews out there in this area. This is just one section. We're talking about a 5-mile stretch of I-40 in Sevier County from 405 to 410. So this will encompass this area here as well. But right now, traffic moving along just fine for you. But watch for that again next week, starting up at about 7 o'clock each night, running until 6 the next morning. And as we mentioned, this is we usually have some pretty significant backups that we see each night because of this resurfacing project. And that's impacting both directions of I-40 in Sevier County. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look at traffic right now, how things are shaping up. We'll touch on, again, the 275 closure for you in case you didn't catch it the first time. I just want to make sure everybody's clear on what's going to be going on starting at 7 o'clock tonight. But we'll talk about that when we come back, so stay with us. Back here in the newsroom, I want to get you updated on what's going on as far as traffic right now. We've kind of taken a look at some of the big projects coming up this weekend as well as next week that you need to be aware about. So let's bring back in the TDOT SmartWay maps and some of the TDOT cameras as well, kind of find out what's going on right now. We'll zoom in, first of all, out in West Knoxville. I've seen some heavy traffic out there earlier today. Let's see how things are shaping up. Live look for you right now. This is I-40 out near Cedar Bluff. TDOT right now assisting, it looks like, over here. This is right as you try to merge from Cedar Bluff onto I-40 eastbound. Let's see if we get another camera angle here and find out what in the world is going on. So here we go. Looks like we've got a couple of vehicles. Can't tell. It almost looks like a bus, possibly a school bus. Obviously, school's not in session right now, but with the lights here on the top. But several other vehicles, TDOT assist trucks here. But as you can see, this is right where that lane merges coming up from Cedar Bluff onto I-40 eastbound. So they've lost part of their merge lane. They're going to try to get in on this far outside lane, and that's just going to cause issues 40 eastbound coming into town. So that's a look for you right now. Again, actually, it's probably a fire truck. Now I see a little bit better. I do see it's red. So I don't think that's a school bus or anything. Like I said, school's not in session right now in Knox County. Let's bring this back around, see if we can't get another good look at it. And yeah, it's just tough to make out, but you can see how TDOT there, they've got the arrow up. They're trying to tell everybody, get over as fast as you can, but they're, people coming from Cedar Bluff are losing part of that merge lane. So our camera here is frozen, but that is how things are shaping up. 40 at Cedar Bluff. Let's find out if this is resulting in some backups in that area. And really right now, 40 eastbound, not so bad. Westbound starting to slow just a bit. We'll back it up a little bit more. And again, eastbound traffic looks okay. It's westbound. So it's right there at Cedar Bluff where we're seeing that issue. Again, TDOT there assisting, helping out there with the traffic control, but traffic's okay until you get right about to Cedar Bluff. And I'll pull this up one more time until we continue to move on, but there's the look for you. One more time. Now it's unfrozen, but everyone trying to cut across, you see here early, trying to merge when they see an opening coming in because of everything that's going on. The problem is, keep in mind, everyone here is looking at this. They're not looking at you. So these drivers trying to merge on have to be extra careful right now. So hopefully that'll clear up here in a little bit and we can show you that things are moving along a lot better. But that's the scene right now in West Knoxville, I-40, right there, I-40 eastbound at Cedar Bluff. So we're going to see some delays there. Bring it down near Alcoa Highway and the airport. Traffic there right now looking okay. So if you have a flight at McGee Tyson, you should be okay. North and southbound Alcoa Highway moving along for you right now without too many problems. As a matter of fact, just some light traffic for you at this hour. So if you're headed to the airport or traveling, say, between Alcoa and Knoxville, you're going to be okay, even with the construction going on there along Alcoa Highway. Bring it back up here to the north end of town. We'll take a look at, let's see, this is 275 at the 75-640 interchange. Traffic right now, this is just south of 640. Pretty long line, heavy traffic for you right now trying to merge onto I-640 eastbound. If you're continuing south on 275, you're going to be fine right now. If you're heading over here to Clinton Highway on the left side of your screen, no issues for you there as well. Let's see if we can't reverse this camera angle and see if we're seeing any backup southbound. Heavier traffic heading toward that merge onto 640 east, but it's not stop and go. And as you saw, once you get past 640, things really do open up for you on 275. So some good news there. Head back toward downtown. Pretty typical spots here. Alcoa Highway, I-40, seeing some slower traffic. That is westbound right now. Eastbound at the top here on the right side of the screen, moving along just fine, but westbound traffic definitely starting to slow there. Back it up just a hair. This is the camera at 17th. Same situation, westbound starting to slow a little bit, eastbound zipping right along as if there are no problems whatsoever. And then on the east side of town, we're seeing some slowdowns over near the Holston River Bridge and Asheville Highway. So here's the camera just before the Holston River Bridge, and that is eastbound traffic heading out of town right now, and all lanes right now definitely starting to slow. Westbound coming into town, super quiet, but eastbound traffic heavy. If you look real close here too, at the top of the screen, we've got a vehicle on the shoulder of the roadway right here. So no TDOT assist trucks or anything like that, just a motorist here on the shoulder of the road. Not causing too many problems. If you can, obviously you're supposed to try to merge over, but obviously some pretty heavy traffic. It's making it difficult for those traveling in that right-hand lane right now. So just kind of make note of that if you're going to head out of town there on 40 eastbound. Take a look real quick as we'll shift south of town for you, and we'll get Henley. Henley right now, pretty typical of what you'd expect as we zoom in here. Stop and go traffic. You can see all the reds, the yellows here after you cross Henley Bridge, trying to get down into South Knoxville. You're going to hit some pockets of heavy traffic, and it'll really start to slow once you get down near the light there at Moody Avenue. Alcoa Highway, where you have had all the construction over near UT Medical. Traffic there looks fantastic right now. No problems. So if you need to head to the hospital or if you're just traveling north or southbound near the river there on Alcoa Highway, you should be fine this afternoon. So we'll take a wider look for you. But right now, the big problem, at least the only one that we saw, is out here in West Knoxville. We'll check on this one more time for you as we'll zoom back in over near Cedar Bluff. We get a little bit tighter here. We'll bring in the camera, and it looks like it may still be, well, it looks like the TDOT assist trucks are gone. KPD is there. You look right over top of the exit sign here, or the sign that tells you about the gas and the food sign. But police still on scene. There is one vehicle. Let's pick up the other camera here, see if we can get a better view. But it looks like a lot of the emergency vehicles and the TDOT assist trucks that were there have left. This is the camera at Bridgewater. So now that lane fully open. You still want to try to merge as quick as you can because you still have the officer here with that one motorist on the shoulder of the road at the end of that on-ramp, but not nearly as bad as what we saw just a short time ago. So definitely some improvements there. So that's good to see. Just heavy traffic for you. I was driving that not too long ago. It is slow. May want to think about taking Middlebrook. It could definitely save you some time. Just avoid the interstate altogether, especially that far out west. All right, just some things to think about for you there. And to go back to what we talked about at the very top, just to remind everybody one more time, because this is going to be a huge project for you, 275 will close tonight beginning at 7 o'clock. It will stay closed until 6 a.m. Monday. This is because of a bridge replacement project that is happening just near Baxter, all right, so on the south end of 275. It's going to repeat itself again next week, and then we'll do it again in the fall as well. But here's that map that we brought, that we made for you, and you can see there at Bernard and Elm Street, that is the overpass on 275 that they are replacing. It was built in 1954. It was widened in 1984, and here we are 41 years later, and they are finally going to replace that bridge. So it's that type of condition right now where they need to go in there and do something about it. So that's why 275 is going to be closed beginning at 7 tonight through the weekend. As we showed you in some of our earlier maps here, we'll see if we can bring this back in for you real quick before we let you go. We'll take this back wide and shift over to 275. Just some things to think about as far as your travels this weekend, all right? If you're traveling from the north end of town to downtown or downtown toward the north end, think about Broadway, Western, depending if you live northeast of town, really your easiest is going to be 640 to 40. Same thing if you live way west, 640 to 40 is another option. The Rutledge Pike is there, and you can bring that in and merge with Magnolia and MLK and come into town that way, all right? But that's just going to be this weekend starting at 7 o'clock tonight. If you're planning to head downtown, just make note, 275 will be closing. But those are your best bets, Broadway, Western, 640 to 40. Rutledge Pike could also help you out as well. All right. Be safe. We'll continue to monitor traffic conditions for you. As always, we'll have updates for you on WATE during our newscasts. But other than that, just be safe out there, and we'll do this all again next week. All right, be safe, and we'll talk to you again soon.